What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a how-to video for the upcoming legend arriving on One Piece Treasure Cruise Global, which is going to be Legend Carrot. This character has definitely been one of the most anticipated legends to arrive on Global, and that is for a very good reason. I've actually uploaded 2 other videos discussing about Legend Carrot, talking about her batch and what the Sugofest structure is going to be like. So if you guys haven't seen that yet, go ahead over to the channel and check out those videos so you guys know what to expect for the upcoming Sugofest. But yeah, Legend Carrot's awesome. In this video, we're going to talk about Carrot and basically talk about what are the best ways to utilize her currently on Global. We'll talk about her cotton candies, we'll talk about her sockets, we'll talk about units that are really good with her and like 3 different example teams. But before we get into that, I want to talk about the unit herself and give my pros and cons about the character herself, and just talk about like why she is as good as she is and why she's so anticipated on One Piece Treasure Cruise Global. So here we are with Legend Carrot. She is a quick slasher fighter character. You can see her stats there are very, very good. 4120 for HP, 1805 attack, and 380 recovery. So just across the board, stats are all really good. Just straight off the bat, pretty easy to say depending on, what the character is, what kind of cotton candies you'd give her. This character, you would easily give her HP and attack cotton candies. There's no reason to give her HP at all, or recovery at all. She doesn't even have pinch healing. She doesn't have any abilities that boost recovery at all. So pretty easily give her HP, give her attack, and you're good to go. And then talking about her captain ability, it reduces the cooldowns of all specials by 2 turns when you start off the fight. And then for the first 12 turns of the fight, you get this captain ability. And then after those 12 turns, your captain ability gets nerfed. So you basically want to be clearing content as fast as you possibly can in 12 turns. And we'll discuss why this is a good and a bad thing at the same time. So for the first 12 turns of the fight, you get an attack boost to fighter, slasher, striker, shooter, and cerebral characters by 2 times. Now, this is the same type of boost as version 1 Katakuri, if you guys are familiar with that. Katakuri boosts 5 different classes, and then each class gets a minor boost. So if you have a character that has both classes that are listed here, they get the multiple of that. So if you have a character that has 2 of these classes listed here, they get 4 times attack. And also, furthermore, she boosts the chances of getting matching orbs. Now, the rate of her getting matching orbs is insanely high. If you guys have ever used version 1 Shanks and you guys have seen how many Psy orbs he gives as a captain, it's like that, but just always going to be getting matching orbs, essentially. So that's really good. And then also the kicker. This is the reason why she's as good as what she is. Obviously the cooldown is great, but it allows all of your normal attacks to bypass defensive barriers and buffs. So this will bypass barriers. This bypasses damage threshold, bypasses rainbow shield, % damage reduction, any sort of ability that they have on their side of the field that prevents damage in any type of way, including damage nullification as well. Carrot allows you to bypass that. The only thing that she doesn't bypass is the blue shield defense buff, because that is a defense buff on the enemy side of the field. So their defense, whatever that is like multiplied by a certain amount. This does not allow Carrot to bypass that. But any other defensive effect, she bypasses it, which is just so good. It means you don't have to worry about barriers. You don't have to bring threshold removers. You don't have to bring nullification removers. She's so good. Now, there is what you get in the first 12 turns of the fight. After those 12 turns, you get a nerfed captain ability of just a 2.75 times flat boost to those classes. Now, this time it does not stack. So if you have like a fighter and a slasher, it's not 2.75 multiplied by 2.75. That would be absolutely nuts. No, it's just a flat boost to those classes. As for Carrot's special ability, after limit break maxing at 12 turns, reduces the cooldown of those 5 classes that she boosts as a captain by 2 turns. She gives you an orb boost for those 5 classes by 2 times for 1 turn, and also for 1 turn, quick recovery and tandem are going to be treated as beneficial to your entire team. Now, if you have this character as a sub-unit on your team, when you activate the special ability, it also switches this character for your captain for 1 turn as well. This can be both a good thing and a bad thing, because like as a sub, it's the same thing where for the first 12 turns, she's buffed where she has the Sulong form. But if you have her as a sub and after 12 turns you use the special ability, you're going to be getting the nerfed captain ability. So most of the time you want to just be using her as a captain anyway. I really wouldn't suggest using her as as a sub for most circumstances. She actually has two really good sailor abilities though. One is just a stat boost, and then the other one reduces her own special reverse completely. So as a sub, it allows you to then reduce the cooldowns whenever you want. So that would be the only situation where I would probably opt to use it, or unless if there's a boss that has really annoying defensive capabilities, you could run her as a sub, and that would allow you to bypass maybe that one specific room that you're struggling with. But overall, Carrot is fantastic. She's extremely fast, a 4 times base captain that allows you to bypass defensive effects and lots of matching orbs as well. Not much is really wrong with this character, but she does have downsides. The thing is, right, is, you know, for the first 12 turns, you get that really amazing buff, but the thing is, preemptive attacks actually reduce a cooldown on that counter. So that is kind of annoying, right? So you can have a 12-turn counter, and let's say you're on like 1 turn left and you're about to reach the boss room. That preemptive attack will make that counter go down to 0, meaning that, you know, you're going to be getting the nerfed captain ability. Also, her limit break abilities are horrendous, right? Because she has strength damage reduction, and the reason why this is bad is because as a captain, where she allows you to bypass defensive effects, that also means that your defensive effects are no longer active. So you cannot reduce damage when you have Carrot as your captain, and any defensive effects on your team do not work. So that's one of the downsides to using a character like that. Legend Blackbeard was very similar. And this means here that this is just useless. The only reason you would ever get this to work would be if she's a sub-unit on your team. Also, barrier penetration legitimately makes no difference because as a captain, she's always bypassing barriers, so it's completely useless. The only thing that's really good here is her critical hit, which is 90% chance for 10% extra damage, which is actually like really good, but just her other 2 abilities are completely useless. Also as well, one thing that's bad about her is, you know, she can't clear Training Forest because obviously Training Forest are 20-stage dungeons, and you know, you can't get past, you know, 12 rounds without her getting the nerfed captain ability. So she's basically unable to clear a lot of the difficult Training Forest. She's probably still able to clear some of the very easy ones like Mihawk and Jinbei and stuff, but you know, she can't clear like any of the more difficult ones. And also, I feel like her class restriction is pretty harsh because you got these 4 classes here, which are the original ones, and there are units, obviously there's a pretty, you know, decent array of units that have, you know, the combination of these 2 classes, but it's not as common as you would think. So mainly you're running characters that are cerebral and something else. That's typically a lot of the units that you're going to be running on the Carrot teams. And it is kind of annoying as well that her special ability is not multi-staged, because it would have been great if, you know, as a captain, if you get your specials rewinded, it would have been awesome if you had the ability to just use her special to rewind all of your other characters forward, but unfortunately that's not the case. She is not multi-staged, but you just have to rely on your other sub-units to help you get around that. So that's the full breakdown of Carrot herself. Now let's get into breaking down the best ways to utilize the character. So right here we have her sockets. Now these are the 2 builds that I would strongly suggest, though I feel like this one right here isn't that good, but typically the build you want to go for is Chain Despair, cooldown and auto heal, and then the last one I would probably recommend is your matching orb rate, because the way that she is working, you know, you get a lot of matching orbs and you want to increase that as much as possible. The other suggestion would be recovery up, but the thing is, your chances of getting matching orbs are so high that you're not really going to be seeing recovery orbs that often, so recovery up is kind of useless. And then obviously damage reduction is the common one that a lot of people go for. Do not, and I repeat, do not put damage reduction on Legend Carrot, because as we've already said, damage reducing abilities do not activate when Carrot is your captain. So, you know, damage reduction is a completely useless socket ability. The only one that really makes the most sense is to have matching orbs. So that is the one that I would suggest when building this character. Now, as for ships that are really good for Legend Carrot, I think that, you know, by far the best one is the Host ship, because it allows you to get 1 turn of cooldown reduction, as well as a 1.5 times attack boost and additional HP, and also a special ability that can grant some healing. So I think the Host ship is the best ship for Carrot, but depending on your build, you might want to run a different ship. Like another one that is good is the Blackbeard ship, wherever that is, Marshall D. Teach. Yeah, this one, it allows you to get extra HP, a 1.55 attack boost, as well as cooldown reduction, but this is only if you have one, like each of the 4 original classes, being Striker, Shooter, Fighter, and Slasher, which is easily accessible on a Carrot team, because those are the classes that she boosts, of course. But you know, if you do have that build, then this is a good option for a little bit of extra attack and a pretty sizable HP boost as well. But there are, again, a lot of other ships that you can use. Another one that would be really great, because Carrot obviously is a quick character. You could use something like the Arc Maxim if you want to be running a mono quick and psi build, and we'll go through that a little bit later. Or you could run something like the Revolutionary Army ship, the Crow or the Blackbird, whatever it's called. Yeah, the Blackbird ship, because this is a good ship for strength, dex, and quick. And then I guess at that point as well, you got the Mama Shanta, which is good because it's another strength, dex, and quick boosting ship. So there are lots of different options in terms of what type of ship you want to run with Carrot teams. And then now let's talk about the characters that are really good with Carrot. First of all, I want to talk about some legend characters. So if you do end up pulling Carrot and you have some other legends on your account, these are the ones that are actually like really good, that work with Carrot really well. Rayleigh, version 1 Rayleigh 6+ is awesome, being a slasher and a fighter character. He has a really nice utility-based ability, reducing bind and despair and paralysis, and allowing you to get delay, and allowing you to let your perfects easier to be hit. So I think that Rayleigh is a very solid legend that will work pretty well with Legend Carrot. Another one as well that's pretty decent is version 2 and also version 1 Cruzan. Both of them are very, very solid options. You've obviously got this one to get a chain boost, or chain lock, my bad. And then you've also got this Cruzan. Obviously he boosts the attack of quick and psi, and with Carrot being quick, you've got Cruzan being psi. You can build a very, very solid foundation here for quick and psi mono teams. And as we said before, the Arc Maxim ship is another perfect ship to run with this team. And another legend that's really good as well, going on with type boost, is Legend Lucy. If you're running a mono strength, dex, quick team, you can run Lucy on the team as your type booster, and you've got your orb booster in Carrot. So these 4 legends are all exceptional characters to actually run here. And another one that I think is not too bad is version 1 Katakuri. He is boosted fully on the Carrot team and allows you to get basically a full board of matching orbs, and allows you also to get cooldown reduction once again, which is very good because Carrot teams are all based around clearing content as fast as possible, and also allows you to get a conditional boost. And there is a character that is available in Carrot's batch that provides a delay, so you could, partner those 2 characters together, allow you to get the conditional boost and the other effects of the other character, and it just overall works out really, really great. So all of those legends work very well with Carrot. And now talking about attack boosting effects that work well with Carrot, World Clash Akainu, who's really great because he boosts the attack of quick characters. So if you are choosing to run like a mono quick team, Akainu is really great, though you do want to have a strength and a dex character, or 2 strength and 2 dex characters, in order for you to get that 2.25 times attack boost. But the reason why this guy's so good, and I know not a lot of people have him, but if you do have him, is great because he reduces 5 turns of attack down, which is always nice to have, along with an attack boost. And he also manipulates your orbs as well. Akainu is just a fantastic character to own. Another great type booster here is Cracker, mainly for your strength, dex, and quick teams. If your captain is one of those colors, you get a 1.75 times attack boost, and you get a 1.75 times orb boost as well. So this is great for like clearing just a mini boss if you want to go ahead and take that down. Cracker is just fantastic. And then obviously you got Stussy, who was available from Carrot's actual batch, allowing you to get a 1.5 times type boost to all the classes that Carrot actually boosts. But the thing is that if you activate a special multiple times in one turn, you get a 2.25 times attack boost, which is quite difficult to actually achieve because you need very specific characters to reduce all your cooldowns. But if you're able to get that, then Stussy's going to be fantastic. And Stussy has a really good support ability as well. I would highly suggest you guys to go ahead and take note of that. And then the last character, which is one of the ones that I've been saying for a long time, before Raid Rayleigh even got his limit break on Global, I was saying to so many people, this is the character you want to rainbow out. He is so good on Carrot teams, he's fully boosted, and he provides a 1.75 times rainbow attack boost to your team. And the thing is with Carrot teams, they're able to reduce their cooldowns multiple times in a run, and he has a Sailor ability that reduces his own cooldown by 3 turns every time another special is activated. So you can actually get his special to activate multiple times per run, so you could use it on like a stage 4 Coliseum and then use it on a stage 5 Coliseum as well. So that's great. You get a unit that can be used multiple times to give you multiple turns of attack boost. So Rayleigh is a fantastic character to run on the Carrot teams. Two other characters here as well. You've also got this Pedro, who allows you to get a 1.75 attack and orb boost to your team if the enemy has a full debuff protection or a delay protector. So this is a pretty good option as well if you guys need some sort of booster, though it is dependent on what the enemy's abilities are. And then the last character here is Kyros. Now Kyros is here because he is an attack booster for slashers, and there actually are a lot of good slasher units that you can actually run on a carrot team, and I'll have a full team later on in this video going over the best slasher units to run with carrot. They just work really well. So those are all the attack boosters that I would recommend at this current point in time for carrot teams. And now talking about color affinity units, you've got Perospero here, who allows you to get the color affinity for strength dex quick and also reduces your cooldowns once again. So this is a perfect character for carrot teams. He's great. He has double special activation, so this is another character you could use on multiple different stages of a run. So Perospero is fantastic. You've got Opera from the carrot batch, who allows you to get color affinity, allows you to get the orb boost as well. So this is another fantastic rare recruit character. If you guys saw my breakdown of the carrot batch, I said that this is probably one of the best rare recruits in the game, especially when you have him rainbowed out. He is so goddamn good. And also, like, talking about if you're running, you know, the mono quick and psi teams, Hina is great because she provides a 2x color affinity for those units. So I think that Hina is another fantastic option as well. And now talking about conditional attack boosters that are actually very good options to run with Legend Carrot. We've got Colosseum Magellan here, who should be coming out with the release of Legend Carrot, and I've been waiting for this guy for a long time. He is so good. So he allows you to strongly poison one enemy, and then if there are other enemies on the enemy side of the field, they get regular poison. But what he does is so good because he reduces all their defense by 100% for 2 turns, and then for 2 turns reduces damage threshold and percent damage reduction, and then will give you a 1.75 times conditional attack boost against poison and strongly poisoned enemies. For a character to do that by himself is just phenomenal. He himself is allowing you to kill just enemies so easily. He is just such a phenomenal character, right? Even if the enemy is like, it does have like an ability that reduces the ability to be poisoned, you can still use it for like a defense reduction, and you can still use it for another unit on your team that has like a defense conditional boost. So it's just such a good unit to run, and I really can't wait to farm that unit up. Gangsta Gastino is a really good one too, because he is a slasher cerebral and he poisons all enemies, and if your captain is slasher or cerebral, Carrot being a fighter slasher, you're able to get a 1.75 times conditional boost for 3 turns against poison enemies. So you know, Gangsta Gastino is really great. We've got Shanks and Mihawk. This one isn't as good because when they combine into the dual unit, they actually count as a slasher and a free spirit, so they're only half boosted on the Carrot team, but their abilities are really good because they reduce bind, special bind, and attack down by 2 turns. So not only do they provide really good utility, but if your health is below half, you delay the enemy and also provide a delay conditional boost. So, you know, even though they're only half boosted when they combine, I still think that what they provide is very good. And then limited rare recruit Pedro, who is literally right now on global, his banner is live. He has such a... his special ability is so good, right? He allows you to reduce all enemies' defense by 100%, and if you have 5 slashers in your crew when you activate the special, he gives you a 2 times conditional boost and adjacent orbs into matching. Yeah, he's pretty awesome. So those are all the best conditional boosters I'd suggest at this point in time for Legend Carrot. Alright, so now we can talk about some utility characters. Treasure Map Law's great because he's a chain booster, adjacent orbs matching, he does damage as well, and he provides 2 turns of bind and despair removal, as well as the fact that you can attach a character such as rare recruit Whitey Bay, and hopefully she gets her support soon, who allows you to reduce bind and despair even further. So that's going to be awesome. That's going to make Treasure Map Law even better than what he already is. This Sengoku's great because yes, he does provide an orb boost, but he has really good utility, reducing despair and attack down by 4 turns. So good, man. And he also has beneficial orb enable as well, which can be quite useful depending on the situation, so that's not too bad. Then you've got the 2 Kumas. You've got this one right here, which is the rare recruit one, and he provides 7 turn reduction of bind and despair, and also he does recovery as well, and a low chance to defeat all of the enemies, right? The thing is that his limit break has double special activation, so you can get 14 turns of bind and despair removal, and that's one of the great things about this rare recruit character. And also another good Ikuma is actually this one here from the Colosseum. This guy is awesome. He allows you to reduce percent damage reduction and also threshold damage reduction, very similar to Colosseum Magellan, but he does it for 3 turns instead of 2 turns. He gives you some recovery orbs, which Carrot already makes beneficial with her special ability, so it works very, very well. And also has the ability to KO enemies depending on, you know, the HP and stuff. So Kuma is a very, very solid option as well. And then more utility units that actually work really well with Carrot. We've got the limited rare recruit Toadskii, who's awesome, who reduces attack down, also does a little bit of orb manipulation, and 3 turns of 2.75 times chain lock, so she is phenomenal for Carrot teams. And then we've got a couple of different Nami characters. This one is about to come out on One Piece Treasure Cruise Global. This is our next treasure mode unit, which is Treasure Map Nami. She's awesome. She reduces so many debuffs: paralysis, attack down, chain multiplier limit, chain coefficient reduction, burn, and blindness by 3 turns, and changes block and negative orbs into matching orbs. Like, this unit just is a toolbox of different effects that will help out in a lot of different content. So this Nami is great. And then obviously this time skip Nami from the old school rare recruit batch. She's so good still to this day. Reduces paralysis and special bind by 5 turns, and also provides delay. So this actually could work if you want to run V1 Katakuri to get the delay conditional boost. This is a really good character to do so. And then we've also got this this Robin right here. 5+ Robin's actually so good, and he's used in a lot of content, reducing bind to spare and special bind by 3 turns, and reduces your special cooldown as well. So again, another really good character that's built really great for Carrot teams. And the last batch of really nice characters to own for Carrot, just based off utility and other really cool effects, you've got Galette. This is the character that I was saying before that works really well with version 1 Katakuri on the team, because she does delay the enemy, she does reduce your special cooldowns, and provides a 3 times chain lock for your team. So Galette from the Carrot batch is really great to have. Chiffon from Capone's batch, again, another really great utility unit, providing paralysis, despair, and special bind, and attack down reduction, as well as providing really nice healing abilities. So Chiffon, again, so useful. You've also got this Pudding, the Wedding Pudding character, the Fortnite unit, does orb manipulation, and also reduces bind and special bind by 3 turns, and also provides a 2.5 times chain lock. So a really great free-to-play option for you guys if you do own Legend Carrot. And then the last character here is going to be Violet, that we're going to be talking about today. She's also really good with, again, great orb manipulation, reduces paralysis and special bind by 2 turns, and also is a chain booster. So again, just all these characters that we just mentioned all work very, very well in different situations for Legend Carrot. Obviously, as time progresses, there's going to be a lot more units that are going to be coming out that work directly with Carrot. Obviously, you know, that's going to be happening in the future, but as of right now, those are probably some of the best characters that you can run on a Carrot team. So as we said before, Legend Carrot, being a slasher unit, actually can work really well building a mono slasher team. This team utilizes obviously the double Carrot captains. You've got limited rare recruit Toadskii for attack down reduction, as well as the chain lock for 3 turns. You've got a conditional booster in Gangster Gastino, who could be replaced with another character. We'll talk about him in a minute. And you've also got a type booster in Kiros, and he also reduces bind as well. And then you got like this last spot that can be just any unit for utility. That's really, really good. You could even replace this guy with you know, like the Raid Rayleigh, and then replace Kiros with something else. There's lots of different options here, but another character that works well in this position here is Pedro, because Pedro being the conditional booster, a 2 times conditional booster, and you can see the amount of damage you can get with all of these specials active. Plus, you've got this being a utility spot, and you've got attack down reduction and bind already on this team that can get rid of. So the fact that you have like a free spot for utility is so good. And Carrot is nice because a lot of the times you won't need utility units unless if like you've got special bind or paralysis or stuff like that. But if there's any sort of ability on the enemy side of the field that gives them a defensive buff, you don't really need to bring a unit to remove that, because Carrot innately does that. So that's really nice. It allows you to free up a little bit more spots in your team, which is why you can kind of get away with not having utility units sometimes. But with that damage output right there against all those different typings that bypasses barriers is freaking awesome. So this is just a showcase of a really powerful slasher team on global for Carrot teams. Now, I did mention earlier as well that V2 Kuzan works super duper well with Carrot. Carrot provides an orb boost, Kuzan provides a type boost. So with this, you already have a really good amount of damage with just an orb and type boost. But then there's other really good characters that you can work in with this team. Obviously, you've got Hina for the color affinity, and then you've got a conditional booster, probably one of the best conditional boosters in the game, with very, very good utility is Colosseum Magellan. And then you've got another free spot. This is just a utility unit. You can put literally anything in that place there. And with this amount of damage output, like it's so strong, right? It's so freaking strong. We have the 1.75 conditional. Now you've got nearly 40 million damage for strength and nearly 37 million damage for int. And that just shows the power of the quick and side team of Legend Carrot. So this is a really nice one, especially with the Arc Maxim, a special that allows you to get fixed damage. Though the thing about it is you can't even get the special ability up for the Arc Maxim because I believe it's like a 15 turn cooldown, so you won't be able to get it with Carrot, obviously, because Carrot doesn't reduce the cooldown of the ship. Would be nice if she did that. Unfortunately, not the case. But still, with this amount of damage output, you probably don't really need to bring along any type of unit to get around with fixed damage. Honestly, you could use his poison to get around it and just not have the conditional boost on the last stage, and he's still getting over 20 million against those two colors, just showing the power of this team. And now the final team I want to show to you guys is just like a full rainbow team that just works really well with Carrot here. We pretty much have one of every color. We don't have a Dex unit on the team, but nonetheless, it's still going to show how strong this team can actually be. You've got Katakuri and the combination with Galette to get a 3x chain lock, as well as the conditional boost 1.75 for your team, allowing you to get a full border matching orbs as well. You've got Karina. She's literally just here as a utility unit. I always like to try and fit utility units on these teams to show that, yes, this team can do a lot of damage, but if you need to get around certain debuffs, then you can also do that as well. So that's an option as well. This could be replaced with literally any unit that you want. And then you've got Rayleigh for a type boost. So with this, you see the damage here is pretty awesome. So this about 15 to 20 million damage to all colors that goes through barriers. Pretty impressive. So this is just showing you guys out there, some of the power that Legend Carrot has. I'm really hoping I can get her in the Sugo Fest because she allows speed farming to, just save you a lot of time, just playing the game, which is awesome. That's what I'm really looking forward to. And that is going to end this video today, guys. Before we end the video, I just want to quickly say that I actually have started a Patreon page, so you can go over down below in the description and check out the Patreon page if you actually want to go ahead and do that. You don't have to support me over there if you don't want to. That's completely fine. But I'm just saying, if you guys, want to go ahead and check it out, there are obviously compensation if you guys want to go ahead and support the channel. I do greatly appreciate that. So the link to the Patreon will be down below in the description. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I really hope you guys learned something along the way. And if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.